Hey, this is Russ. Yeah, I'm back out on the road again. Yeah, I never did leave the road. It's my second ride. Yeah, I dropped off one bike, picked up another. What am I on right now? Well, it's red, I'll tell you that. Yeah, it's a red one, look at that. What is that? U-Freeze Stellar Falcon mid-step model. Yep. Yeah, I figured I'd take this out again. Trying to break in the motor. They said that the more you use it, the noise tends to go down. Yeah, it might be. I don't know. The only way to know is you got to ride it. Gotta ride it. Yeah, I'm pedaling right now. You know, I've left these bikes on torque sensor mode. And feels really good on torque sensor mode on this one. But it makes you work. It makes you work a little bit. You know, you have cadence sensors a little bit easier. Yeah, you can jump back and forth between cadence sensor and torque sensor mode on these models. You have to go into the menu of the bike to do that, but it has the functionality of doing it. All right, we'll throttle a little bit now. Yeah, I've been riding for a while. I've been riding for over an hour and something already. It's still a little bit tired out, but I throttled a lot on that last ride. I mean, just even sitting on the saddle for so long. After a while, you just kind of like, oh, can't believe I'm still sitting on this thing. But I've gone hours and hours on a bike saddle. People always wonder how I'm able to do it. I shift my weight. Yeah, I do. You know, if I get tired out, I'll sit on one butt cheek like I'm doing right now. And then I'll sit on the other side. So I'm kind of like off-centered on the saddle sometimes. But that's how I relax a little bit from side to side. Let's go down this way. Yeah, you have to vary your sitting position. If you're always sitting in one position and it's dead center all the time, I don't think you can last that long. People always complain about their saddles. So today, I figured I'd talk a little bit about some of the accessories. Yeah. I've had some questions recently about some of the accessories. I figured it might be a good day to talk about some of these things. Now, we've talked about accessories before in the past, but we always have new people. So I have to kind of cater to everyone, not just the guys that have been with me forever. And I appreciate you guys too. Yeah, we're closing in on 20,000. I can't believe it. I mean, I think we have just a little over 200 something people, and then we're at 20,000. Yeah, surprising. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. So saddles, also known as your seat. I don't know why they call it a saddle. Every time I mention saddle, there's always one or two of you guys always say it's a seat. Yeah, okay, whatever. I'm just giving you the technical name that the bike industry has given it. Yeah, you can swap these things out. A lot of people do. I think it's probably one of the first things that gets swapped out on a bike is, you know, they don't like the saddle that came with the bike. It's okay. It's not hard to do. Couple of nuts hold it in place, and then unscrew those things, and then there you go. Put on a new one. It's not hard. Okay, we gotta stop here. And so, what have I been using? Lately, I haven't changed out a whole lot of them. I've kind of left them. Initially, I was using the Bikeroo saddles, but they changed. After the first time I ever bought it, I bought, I don't know, 2 of them, one at a time, and they were fine. Then I bought 5 at one crack, and those weren't so good. Yeah, they were hard. You know, a lot of times people buy these things because they want a little comfort, but they were a little stiffer. I mean, I like the fact that they're wider, but they were stiffer. The material was not the same as the material as the first two that I bought, so I couldn't recommend it anymore. And I didn't buy the ones with the springs. They have the ones with the elastomers, meaning plastic, rubber, right? Rubber springs. They look like springs, but they're not springs. They're supposedly designed for indoor bicycles, meaning stationary bicycles. It's okay, they're the same thing, okay? It's just that one has springs and one doesn't. I never really liked the spring ones because I've always kind of felt that they were uneven sometimes. I had one, not from that brand, but from another brand, that I always felt a little uneven, like the spring on one side wasn't working as well as the other side, so I always felt lopsided. So ever since then I said, yeah, I'm never buying a bike saddle with springs anymore. So I bought the other one, but they made it stiffer, so I didn't like it. Okay. So the other saddles that I've been recommending to people, let's turn here, get off this road, was the saddles from the electric bike company. Yeah, I don't know who makes it for them, but their saddles are really big and comfy. They're not cheap, all right, I'll tell you right now. They're something like $79 or something like that, and but they're really nice. I have it on, of course, my electric bike company bike. I go, wow, really big, comfy, and cushy. I also like the Giddy Up saddle. A lot of people can't get used to that one. It kind of looks a little weird, and you kind of float on it. It's big, wide-looking saddle that they look like wings on it. I call them wings. Too weird, too polarizing. Some people like, some people don't like. But I have it on my Magicycle Cruiser, and I really like it on there. Plus, I have a suspension seat post on there. That's another accessory you could consider. You know, if you don't have a rear suspension, consider a suspension seat post. Take a look to see if it'll fit your bike, though. Not all of them will. Some of them require a shim in order for it to fit on there, and I think they also include some. I got mine from Magicycle. They gave me two of them, and they fit some of the bikes, not the others. You have to get a shim if you want to put it on the other bikes. So I have it on my Cruiser right now. All right, what else? Mirrors. Now, some people like the bar end mirrors, where it comes off the bar. Yeah, it comes off the end. Let me show you here. See how mine's is? It's kind of got like it's on the actual handlebar. The problem with those is that you tend to have to you have to lean a little bit because the mirror doesn't stick out all that far. Let me see. I can angle a little bit here for you. See, it doesn't hang out all that far, so you can see your shoulder and your arm. Reposition you there. So they like the bar end mirrors where it goes on the end of your handlebar versus on the handlebar. The only thing with the bar end mirrors that I don't particularly like is that I have a hard enough time getting through the front door with my handlebars as it is, and the bar end ones would just make it even wider. I'd have to angle it a certain way to get through, and I'm just too lazy to do that. So I prefer the ones that are like this, where they're actually on the handlebar itself, and even though I have to lean a little bit, move my arm out of the way, I'm okay with that. I'm used to it. It's not so bad, really. So yeah, get a side view mirror. Now, people have asked me about the rear view cameras. Yeah, I never really got into that. I figured it would just be one more thing I'd have to charge up, because it doesn't plug into your bike battery. You'd have to physically charge it yourself. I didn't want to charge anymore. I said, I'm charging so much stuff already. I charge my helmet. I charge my external front headlights. When I have those, I have sometimes I have blinking headlights. This one from Ufree will blink by itself. Here, let me see. See? You guys see that? It's kind of blinking. You can set it up in the in the menu to blink or to be permanently on. I have it set up for blinking. I like blinking headlights, but if I was to ride at night, I wouldn't want the blinking headlight. I think that would be really tough for oncoming traffic. But during the daytime, which is when I usually ride, I prefer the blinking headlight. It makes people notice me more. So yeah, speaking of that, yeah, why do I have sometimes these external headlights? Because they're actually more powerful. Yeah, they're more powerful than the ones that come with the bikes. And so if you want to be noticed, you do that. And I prefer to blink. Yeah, a lot of the other bikes, they don't blink. It's just stationary and that's it. It stays on and that's it. So I like the blinking. And I like the rear tail light to be blinking too. So a lot of times I'll have an external rear tail light and an external front headlight. So, but yeah, so that's another accessory, right? Helmets. That's kind of a necessity in my opinion. But some people don't wear helmets, but yeah, I do. You know, when we were kids, we didn't wear helmets. But now that I know better, and I've seen people who have had head injuries from lack of wearing helmets, I wear a helmet. I mean, I've seen head injuries from motorcycle accidents with no helmets. Yeah, I used to work in law enforcement, I told you guys. So I've seen a lot of stuff. But no, I wear a helmet. I usually will wear my ex-nito helmet. I also have a burn helmet, which I had purchased before I got the ex-nito helmet. And the burn helmet's actually pretty good. I actually have a review on it. It's got MIPS on it. Okay, MIPS is like a liner in the helmet. Makes it rotate and whatever it is. I don't know. But I typically wear my ex-nito helmet, as you know, because it's rated to 28 miles per hour and it's got the blinking lights on it. Now the blinking lights on the daytime, you don't notice it that much. You notice the rear blinking light more than you do the front headlight version of it. Dog's trying to get me. They're behind the fence, but they saw me going by, so they're barking all over. Yeah, you got to wear a helmet if you want to protect your head. Simple as that. That's, in my book, it's a necessity. Others, not so much, but yeah, wear a helmet. Yeah, be safe. Bike gloves. Okay, I always wear bike gloves, as you know. I mean, if you look at my fingers, it's tanned where it's open. Underneath, it's all not tanned. It looks funny. During the summertime, I just look weird, but it protects your hands when you fall. Yeah, I fell recently. I made a video about that, and yeah, my hands were protected. Not so much for near my elbows. Not the actual elbow. It was actually on your forearm, close to the elbow. Those were kind of scuffed up. Yeah, I wasn't wearing my long sleeve. I was wearing a short sleeve shirt at the time, along with my safety vest. Get a safety vest. Talk about that in a minute. But the bike gloves, you know, they got padding and stuff. The padding's really supposed to be, it makes it easier when you're leaning your hand on the handlebar, but it also protects you if you fall, right? So I prefer to wear some type of glove so that in case you do fall, you're protected. Okay. Now people have said, well, if you're going to protect all that stuff, why aren't you wearing elbow pads and knee pads? Well, they kind of get in my way. Gloves don't get in my way. Elbow pads and knee pads, I would wear that with a scooter if you're riding a scooter. Although on the last scooter review that I didn't wear it. Yeah, people get lazy, right? I'm just as lazy as the next guy. Yeah, I didn't want to put all that stuff on, so I didn't, but I did wear my helmet. Yeah, so safety vests. Yeah, I always wear a safety vest when I can. You know, a couple times I don't, because maybe it's not convenient or maybe I forgot, but typically I will wear my safety vest. I have a yellow one and an orange one. When I'm riding the yellow bikes, sometimes the yellow doesn't match the bike, so I wear the orange vest. Although lately with the orange bike, I've been wearing the orange vest, so I'm orange all over the place on that one. The orange, not exactly the same shade as the orange bike, but very, very close. So I figured, close enough. So I wear orange and everything on that thing. Really stand out. Yeah, you want to be visible. You don't want to be hidden, because if you're like me, as you notice, I'm wearing the dark sleeves. If all I wore was the dark sleeve shirt and I didn't wear the yellow vest, I'd blend into the background. People wouldn't see you as easily and they'll run right into you. Don't count on just your bike, okay? Because the forward view and the back view, they don't really see the color of your bike. Side view, yeah, they see the color of the bike, but not in the front and the back. It's kind of hard to see. But if you've got a vest on, they'll see you. Stands you out. Then when you wave to the cops, they'll know who you are. Here's the guy with the yellow vest again. Hey, I'm not the only guy that wears the yellow vest, okay? I've seen a number of other bike riders who have them. And if they don't have the yellow vest or orange vest on, they'll have like the yellow shirts or something that stands them out a little bit. And some of them have the reflectors on it too. You know, these yellow vests and orange vests, they have reflectors. So yeah, wear those. Always double check at the intersections as I blast through the stop signs. No, I usually will slow down, but if I notice there's nothing there, I mean, you can see it. And we can swivel our head. We're not stuck in a car where we got things blocking our view. I could see all over. If there's nobody around, I don't see the need to stop. I'll slow down sometimes, but I won't stop. So, what else is accessories? Fenders. Fenders technically could be, I guess, considered an accessory, because you can either get bikes with or without fenders. I like bikes with fenders. Yeah, in general, I like bikes with fenders, because sometimes the road is wet and it'll splatter you. You know, a lot of people think, well, that's the front fender. No, even the back fender is necessary, because I've had the back of my shirt splattered with bikes that didn't have fenders on. Yeah, it'll kick up and it'll go right through to the back of your pants and shirt. It's crazy. So yeah, I like fenders. If you have an option to put it on, I put it on. What about baskets? Yeah, that's an option, right? You'll notice most of my bikes have front baskets on it. This one I didn't. I took it off of it. I put it on Mrs. Wright's bike. She has the step-through Stellar Falcon, which I've kind of taken over as well. Yeah, I kind of took that over. Well, she's been riding that rad power bike more than anything. So I said, if you're not going to ride the thing, I'm taking it. She goes, yeah, do whatever. she doesn't. I don't think she cares. Yeah, that's the way she is. She could care less. So she goes, yeah, you want to take it? I don't care. I says, well, you should ride it every now and then. She goes, okay, I will. That's the way she is. She only rides for a purpose. I told you that. You know, she only rides if we're going bike riding because we're going, you know, out of the state or something. We'll take the bikes, then she'll ride. Or if we're going grocery shopping, then she'll ride. But pleasure ride like this, nah, she doesn't do it. I do it. Hey, I think it's gonna rain. I mean, I keep looking at the thing. At first, it didn't look like it was gonna rain, but I think it's gonna. Originally, it said it was gonna rain. When I took the bike out, I go, this is not going to rain. It looks pretty good. It was overcast, but it looked pretty good. Now I'm starting to think it's going to rain. So we're going to have to start heading back. So yeah, suspension seat posts, good thing to have if you don't have a full suspension bike. Front headlights, rear tail lights, side view mirrors, cell phone mounts. Yeah, this one actually attaches directly to the U-Free bike. U-Free sells it directly, so if you have an iPhone or whatever phone, see if they have it available for you. Then you can just attach directly. You don't have to add an extra mount. I like it a lot. Thank you to U-Free for that. They gave me one for my iPhone 6s Plus, but when I upgraded to this current iPhone, the iPhone 15 Pro Max, I had to ask them for another one. They were kind enough to give me one. Yeah, thank you to them. They've been very generous, by the way, free. Turn here. They've been very generous to me. I mean, they wanted me to upgrade this bike to the recent setting, because as I told you, this bike originally was the prototype bike that was brought to one of the shows in Chicago, and it was left for me to give to me. And the dealer was supposed to upgrade the software on it, but he never did. So they asked me to do it, and I says, I don't have a Windows computer. I have Apple products. He gave me a computer. How do you like that? The guy's very generous. So so now I have a Windows laptop. I've had Windows computers in the past. Okay, it's not like I was always an Apple guy. But I became an Apple guy when I started teaching photography. I found that my students were coming in with Photoshop, and some of them had Apple computers. I didn't know how to function on an Apple computer. So I says, I got to buy an Apple computer just to make sure I know how to teach this class properly for guys that have Apple computers. And after I shifted over to the Apple computer, I just stayed with the Apple computer, and I found it a lot easier to work with. I didn't like all the Windows updates that were going on all the time, and it was slowing me down for classes, because you're sitting there, you turn on the computer and it's trying to do an update. Well, you can't conduct a class when the computer's doing the update. So I switched over to the Apple, and I've never looked back from that point. So I've been Apple computer guy now for, I don't know how many years has it been now. Has it been 8 or 9 years now? I don't know. It's been a while. And then I never bought another Windows computer. So yeah, he's been very very generous giving me that, just so that I could upgrade this bike. And I said, give me the label so I can send it back to you. And then I was told, no, he intends for you to keep it. I go, oh, really? I go, wow. So yeah, so I hang on to it. I think his intention is, he says, if he upgrades any other stuff in the future, then I'd have the computer to be able to do the upgrade. He even gave me the programmer. Gave me the programmer for it as well. So I've learned how to program bikes. How do you like that? I wasn't very good initially, but admittedly, it wasn't all my fault. I think he forgot to tell me about one step that had to be done in order for it to happen, and it just wouldn't happen for me because I didn't know you had to do that one step. All right, we're gonna go this way. So will I remember how to do it the next time? I don't know. I probably still need the help from his technical support guy. Thank you to him too. So anyway, what other stuff? Some people change out their grips. All right, like these grips are really good. These are Velo grips. These are locking grips, which means they're not going to spin on you. All right, once you put it in place, it pretty much stays in place. Plus, they're kind of rubberized. I kind of like them. They're nice and cushy. Let's turn here. So I think that's really all the accessory stuff that I want to talk about. Oh, bike pumps. Sorry, one more thing. Although it's not on your bike, I do feel that you should probably get an electric bike pump. Yeah, pumping up the tires on especially fat tire bikes, man, it just takes forever. You don't want to do that. Get an electric pump. Makes it a lot easier. Some of the bikes too, like these commuter bikes and hybrid bikes, like this one's kind of a hybrid bike. They have a higher pressure. My fat tire bikes, I usually put it at 20 pounds of pressure. Some of the commuter style bikes with the 27 inch, 27.7 inch, 27.5 inch tires, they'll have like 50 pounds of pressure. I don't want to hand pump that. I'd rather let an electric pump do that. Overdo the have to pump it hard. I don't want to do that. All right, let's turn here. back onto the path. Yeah, get an external pump. All of these accessory things too, they're always in the description of my videos. But you can also go to russisright.com. There's a post on that one that shows you all the accessories and all the links to the bike companies, save you some money if you're buying a bike, that kind of thing. Yeah, I appreciate it too, because I do notice the people buying off of the Amazon links as well. Amazon will give me a few pennies. I always say a few pennies, but it does add up to a lot more than that. But helps keep the channel going. Yeah, they always say that. You know, the channel will probably be going even if you didn't do it. You all know that. I'm going to ride regardless, but it gives me a purpose, and it does help since I'm retired. So thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, use the link to buy your stuff. It really helps me a lot. Yeah, when they see the link, that's when they know who to give a commission to. So even just a recommendation, you know, it's all. You can buy other stuff too. You don't have to buy just the one item. You can buy other items as well. So, alrighty, I think it's gonna rain. I'm gonna head back. Hey, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. We're closing in on 200. Yeah, that would be nice. 20,000 subscribers very soon. 200,000 subscribers. Yeah, that's gonna be a while. Talk to you guys next time.